Good afternoon and welcome to the July Senior Management Team meeting. Lots to talk about, and I am sure you have read the agenda and have noted that Sue will be giving a presentation regarding the proposed budget cuts. I am sad to report that there will be redundancies within each of your departments. We are living in very difficult times.
Tony, I am very worried about the future. My family in Greece are in a desperate position. When I was there I could see the true desperation. I know matters are getting bad in the UK, but at the moment it is much better than Greece.
Surely this is as bad as it is going to get. I believe that there will be growth towards the end of the year.
Steve, I suggest that you watch a program on iPlayer called Coming Here Soon. It was on BBC 3 on Thursday 28th of June at 8 p.m. Please watch it. It will give you an idea of just how bad things are in the UK. Matters are going to get much worse.
I watched that program and it was truly sad to see the desperation amongst the people.
I also saw the program. How could it have got so bad?
It simply is down to the greedy banking elite. They are truly corrupt to the core.
That's correct. I remember when I invited Charles to the senior management meeting on 9th of April to give a presentation. He said, "I have been smart enough to play the system and I have now reached an age to reflect on how I made my millions, and to be honest, the game is rigged."
Yes, I remember him saying that. I was surprised that he had admitted that to us.
The banking elite have been getting away with their criminal practices for far too long, but today their arrogance is truly outstanding. 1971 was a turning point. It was then the dollar was taken off the gold standard and became a fiat currency. Prior to 1971, gold had to be in reserve to enable money to be loaned out under fractional reserve banking. There was 1 unit of gold in reserve supporting 9 units of currency loaned out.
With respect, George, you have told us all this before.
With respect, Steve, you don't seem to have listened to me. You appear to be happy in your own little world. You don't have a clue of what is going to happen in the UK. Good grief, you keep harping on about the recovery. Get real. Sorry to be so blunt with you, Steve, but what does it take for you to understand the gravity of the situation? Okay, where was I? Oh yes, following 1971 the dollar became a fiat currency, in other words backed by nothing. It effectively was a vehicle to loan too much money into existence, and that's what the banks did by introducing credit cards, subprime lending and derivatives. Having borrowed far too much from tomorrow, we have effectively robbed our children and grandchildren. Think about this. Would house prices have risen so much if credit cards and subprime lending was not introduced?
I don't know.
The currency was deliberately debased to ensure that the banking elite creamed off the profits by charging high interest rates on all those loans.
Steve, have you heard of LIBOR?
Yes, they are a leading opposition party in the UK.
No, not Labour. I said LIBOR.
No, can you explain?
LIBOR stands for London Banking Inter-Offered Rates. Barclays Bank have been fixing this rate. It is fraud. And the chairman of Barclays Bank has had to resign. The chief executive officer has not offered his resignation, and this is causing a public outcry. The arrogance displayed is truly awful, but it seems the banking elite feel they can ride roughshod over us. They simply do not care, because they feel they are above the law.
You are quite right, Tony, and there are more banks involved with the scam. However, I do believe that the government will do something about it. The public today are beginning to wake up to the truly awful practices of the banking elite. I am also aware that in the past the politicians have turned a blind eye to the corrupt practices. However, the public are incredibly angry and will want justice. The reason I am feeling more optimistic is that the Leaves and inquiry has exposed Rupert Murdoch, and the politicians have admitted that they were ineffective in challenging him. I believe there will be charges levied against many of the corrupt banking elite and that some will be sent to jail. The public have simply had enough of the wealth transfer to the elite. The politicians know that a revolution will take place if nothing is done about it.
Thank you, George. I happen to agree with your viewpoint. However, I do believe it is far too late to prevent a depression, and this now leads me neatly to hand over to Sue to talk about the redundancies that will be taking place within all your departments.